Welcome to this short demo on Microsoft Copilot for Microsoft 365. Normally, in many organizations, one of the most common use cases, you've got a job description and you've got plenty of applicants for the job description. Now, it may not be in the area that you are conversant. For example, in this case, I've got a job requirement for hiring a master chef for a luxury resort in Maldives. I may not be very conversant on what it takes to be a chef, but I've got resumes. How do I do the comparison and selecting resumes when I don't may not be having the requirement talent or the visibility into what it takes for a chef? That's where Microsoft Copilot comes into picture. In this case, if you notice, I've got the Microsoft Copilot for Microsoft 365. That's the paid edition, the paid tier. There are a couple of things that you will see apart from your free edition. Additionally, on this, one is this shield, which says there is an enterprise compliance available for this, which means Microsoft guarantees that anybody coming after you on the training data or your output, they guarantee that they will give you the legal protection necessary for the training data or the output data that comes from the inference. Second, they also tell you that the data that you input is private to your Microsoft 365 tenant, and it's not going to be used for any tuning, or it's not going to be visible for OpenAI or anybody else other than your particular tenant users. Now we have got this. What we are going to do is, this is a job requirement for the master chef that I've said. It's all these files that you see here are in my OneDrive or SharePoint. And I've written the simple prompt here for the job requirement attached. Find the match from these resumes, rate them, and present to me in a table so that it's easier for me to consume it. And then I say, give me the reasons for rejection. More than the selection, we got to be careful when we use these generative AI tools. When we are rejecting a resume, it may be a great applicant. We don't want to miss it. So we want to know the reasons for rejection so that we can do some kind of validation when we see this. So this is the prompt I've taken. I'm going to Copilot and let me paste it. Now, how do I reference the files that I said? Just like attaching an email, attaching a file in your email in Gmail or Hotmail. It's so simple. All the recently used files will come up in your tenant, in your user right now. So I'm saying this is job requirement, which we have already seen. This is job requirement. There are 4 applicants. Alice Lee from Sydney, who's a chef on Chinese dishes. Rajesh Kumar from India, he's worked in Taj and others. And there is John Doe from Kuala Lumpur. He has worked on Southeast Asian cuisines. And there is Jane Smith, who has worked on European cuisines, especially Spanish cuisine from New York. I've got these 4 applicants and I've got the job requirement. I've already attached the job requirement. Let me go ahead and quickly attach the other 4 resumes. You will see the frequently accessed files available here. If you don't see the files here, don't worry. This is something Microsoft, I'm sure, are improving it. So if you don't see the files here, just go ahead and share the file in your OneDrive. That URL you can come and put it here. But right now I'm hopeful I'll see all the files that we need in this particular demo. See, one of the things you can do when you don't see the files, I've opened these files, it should be available there. When they are not available, you can start typing the name. It will pick it up. Or the other trick is to use share the files in OneDrive and then copy paste the share URL here. That's also the other way. So we have got Jane Smith's resume, we have got Alice's resume. Let's add the resume of Rajesh Kumar, and then we have one more resume of John Doe. So let's add all of them. Verify we have got everybody. We've got Jane Smith, Alice, Rajesh, John Smith, and the job requirement. Let's run this prompt, which is going to compare or evaluate these 4 applicants based on the job requirement that you have given. Present the data as a table and also choose rate them and also tell the reasons for rejection. It's done that. It's at Jane Smith as the best matching. He has the experience as an executive chef, but the reason, if you want to say, for rejection is no specific experience, and it goes on to rate everything. And he says the best out of all this is John Doe, who's the 4th candidate, as they have extensive experience in a luxury resort environment, and it gives you reason. It saves, as you can see, it saves you a lot of time rather than going through each of these resumes in detail. Of course, please use this as a guide, as an indicator, not as a final validation. Always keep a human in the loop. I'm sure you have seen in this example how you can use Microsoft Copilot for Microsoft 365 for evaluating your resumes and matching them with your job requirement. One more thing I like to show, the way all these files you would have noticed are also generative AI or Copilot generated for this job requirement. This is the prompt that I gave. your role. You are an HR manager of a luxury resort. You are looking for a master chef. These are the data to include. Now prepare a job requirement for me. So this can be used as a template for you to customize. So here also generative AI can help. And the resumes are also sample resumes. I said, Australia, can you generate a two-page female candidate who has done her cooking chef degree from Australia and so on? I gave four scenarios for which it generated four different resumes as Word file. The way I did that, I just copy pasted them into Microsoft Word and made that choose. We'll probably see that in a different demo. You can also have this. In this case, I hand wrote all these four prompts. You can have Copilot itself generate four different specifications for resumes, and that you can use individually to generate the resumes. I'm sure you have found Copilot to be very useful in your hiring process. Thank you so much.